and Stitcher Supplier is really like kind of the piece of this deck that threw it together. Not sure if you should be playing the Bushwhacker package or like a Hollow One package in this deck, but figured we'd try this build on stream. I'm kind of testing for the PPTQ still, but like I probably cannot acquire this card for the event anyway, so I don't know if I should even be bothering with this deck, but it looked fun. To give it a Hey, Drag Queen, what is up? What are you? So we have magic cards in our hand. Can we keep a hand like this? This hand doesn't feel like it does much. And we'll keep it anyway. I don't know a lot about this deck, but this hand does not feel explosive. It does not feel good. It was probably a mulligan. Oh, This hand seems like it just got a whole lot better. So we're definitely going to pop that down. We'll throw this in the graveyard, and we'll throw this in the graveyard. Because next turn when we play our land, we get the Bloodghast back, then we can play this and get this, or we can just play another Neonate. It probably depend a lot upon what he's playing and what we draw, which route we go. Alright, well, that changes what we're going to do entirely. That was a play mistake. But I don't know how much of a play mistake it was. So we definitely want to play this. We definitely want to sack this, discarding this, which gives us one trigger. Yeah, I'd say they're playing Storm, but like maybe there's some chance that they're playing Jeskai. Then I guess we're gonna pay this. If they're playing Storm, I guess I don't want to make it easier for them, so I'm just gonna get that. And then I'm gonna play this as well. And I'm going to throw both of these in the graveyard just to get 2 more zombies. So we put 10 power in play on turn 2. Don't know if it'll be good enough. Don't know what they're playing, etc. Next turn, we'll be able to cast a Gravecrawler. Or we'll just be able to do that instead. We'll grab us a land. I guess we're going to bring it into play. I guess they could be playing Blue Moon and have Anger to the Gods. So maybe we shouldn't bring this one into play. Actually, I'm just going to bring it into play anyway. I'm pretty sure with the current hand that we have that we're just dead as crap if they have Anger to the Gods anyway. And unless they get rid of the bridge from below, I mean, we get backup regardless. So I don't think we have to worry too much about Anger to the Gods. Well, actually, we wouldn't get back up, would we? If they have anger, we're just going to lose. But if not, we're going to put them on a 2-turn clock. Maybe I wasn't supposed to buy this blood gas back. So we're going to chump block something here, and if they have anger to gods, we're just screwed. Either way, they're going to 10, though. We're going even lower to 10 with that block. It's definitely getting angered. I guess I'll put that one in the grave and this one in the grave. I could have punted this game. I think us getting rid of, or bringing back that one blood gas was just really, really wrong, I think. Oh, that's probably enough to kill me. Hey, JJ, what's up? Sure. Try to play the next game better. Lightning bolt as well. Alright, we're done here. I feel like I punted this game. So what's probably good versus their style deck? These seem like they're reasonable. These seem like they're reasonable. I don't think I want any of these. Don't think I want any of those. What else can we do? Let's try this. Hey. Can't keep that hand. Can keep this hand, though it's not very good. Like how they didn't even join the game until after I'd mulliganed. They must be lagging pretty good. Alright, well, apparently they're having some kind of connection thing. Alright, they're back. They've also mulliganed. We're going to keep this hand. Bad thing about this is it kind of takes our scry away because I want to put this on turn 1. Screw you, phone. Turned out not to matter in this case since we were scrying regardless. Let's get our pretty one. Not. I guess this one and this one. This is our second spell this turn, right? Apparently I don't understand what just happened. Oh, if it's the second creature spell. Okay. That's what I get for not knowing what my cards do. My own fault. I would play Turbo Fog. Like, I'm pretty obsessed with Turbo Fog right now. Yeah, that was a pretty bad punt by me. Again, don't know what the cards do in my deck. It's my own fault. I thought I knew what that card did. I just overlooked that word when I read it, I guess. Kind of sad. Our opponent's so slow. This is making this even worse. Okay, now that one's reasonable. So we need to play 2 creatures this turn, and we get back to Bro. So we're going to play this, this, sack this, get this out, and then play this with kicker. Anger to Gods isn't fast enough this game, brother. Casually attack you for 13 on turn 2. Why does our opponent not cast spells on turn 2 when you can just like put 13 points of damage on the table or whatever we put on? There's a spot on my glasses. Give me a second, everybody. Decide I don't want the Fault Seasons in my sideboard that I brought in. Hey, Spark, what's up? This is my first match ever with the deck, and I think I punted game 1. So, I really have no idea. I apologize for the slight delay here. There's like something on my glasses that's affecting my vision that I'm struggling to get off. I'll take the Fault Seasons back out, I think. Yeah, whatever, I give up. I'll worry about whatever the heck this is later. I think I'm going to side these out. I kind of want to bring these in just in case to have a little hedge against the thing in the ass, but they're probably not worth it. I think Bloodghast like lets you close games, but I'm not sure. I think the only card that I ever actually want to cast Bloodghast on is like exactly, or sorry, that I want to cast False Season on is exactly Anger, so. Is this hand a keep? This hand doesn't feel like a keep. Actually, this hand feels like a big keep. I will keep you, hand. 30 games in. I think the deck feels pretty broken, but I don't know if I can actually get this card in paper. Would love to draw Faithless Looting. If I don't draw Faithless Looting, I may just discard the hand size. Oh, well that works too. Getting a 4/3 back better? This just has to be better, right? I didn't play the other one, but that's probably wrong. I don't even know why I didn't. Oh, Lightning Axe would be good now. Oh, we didn't discard anything we wanted, I guess. That's something, right? He knows we're not playing Lightning Bolt, so there's no reason to do it. Maybe I'm supposed to just jam the Walking Ballista there now and see if we're faster. But I think casting Walking Ballista for 1 has more value than that. This deck seems like whether it draws Faithless Looting or not is going to impact how good its draws are. Well, probably a bad sign for us. Red Rover, Lightning Axe. That's not a Lightning Axe. That's not a Lightning Axe at all, is it? That is a play. I don't. So he's either going to have Anger to Gods or he's going to flip this next turn, one or the other. Maybe both. Pretty sure I'm dead unless like they don't have Anger and we immediately hit Faithless Looting. Maybe we can do something. Because there's no chance that we're not bouncing our stuff this turn. With Faithless Looting, I think, in theory, we could still be good enough. JK. No outs. Alright, well, there's a good chance I punted game 1 not being familiar with the deck. It's kind of interesting that they had a white splash for Rest in Peace. I didn't expect that. But I don't really know much about Modern. Consider Modern a pretty terrible format. I think there's a good chance that game one was winnable with better play. And I think game three might have been a mulligan. Because we didn't even have the neonate at the beginning. We drew that for the draw step. It's so trash. There's like a million decks and it's all what you draw. Or all what you get paired versus. I think this hand's a keep. Probably not going to mulligan too many hands where we have a Faithless Looting. Hey, we hit a bridge from below. I kind of pressed F6 and didn't even consider playing this because I'm bad. Anybody else notice that? I don't think we need all of these lands. Also don't really want that Gravecrawler. Yeah, it's free because of this thing. Yeah, I'm just going to put the power into play. I always forget this thing's a zombie. So we can buy this thing back and we still have this thing. I have no idea what our opponent's playing. Like I don't even have a whiff of what deck plays these colors right now. Alright, that's kind of cool. It's still better just to do this. Guess I lose the bridge with this attack, but that's okay. Oh, I guess I don't lose the bridge with this attack. I get another 2/2. And 3 more things. Oh, wow. And this goes to my graveyard. That feels good. What the hell are they playing? Are they playing... They have to be playing some kind of combo thing, right? Maybe I'm supposed to hold Stitchers till next turn. Goodbye, bridge from below. You'll be missed. Yeah, looks like they're playing some kind of combo thing. Any land now gives us the blood gas back. So they can get a forecasting cost now. Oh, that blocks a lot of stuff, don't it? pretty sure I just have to keep doing what we're doing. Now he's trading his elemental. He's trading his board. And he's still taking 6 damage? Not sure how he's winning if he's doing that. He might not have been winning regardless. Seems like he probably just wasn't winning regardless. Another Stitcher supplier. I have no idea what they're playing. No idea if any of these sideboard cards matter. I'm going to vote no. Though in theory, Lightning Axes seem like they're good versus anything creaturey. 1? Are the Gargadons particularly good in this deck? Let's just keep. Huh. Seems like it's better to discard this one. Which means I probably don't have to discard anything right now. I can just choose later. Depending upon what he's doing. Getting a 4-3 back seems better than getting a 0 or a 2-2 though. I don't think there's any Viziers in the build that we're playing. Are they? I don't think there are any. Another Vengevine would be sweet. That's not another Vengevine. Eh. Still 4 power. It's not the end of the world. So next turn we can buy everything in the graveyard back unless he has some kind of hate spell. It actually doesn't sound that bad. The Vizier Seer is kind of cool. I saw it in some person's build, but I just chose like the arbitrary top build. I don't know if that's even remotely right. Let's start with you. Oh, well there's another thing. Does this come into play tapped? It does not come into play tapped. How neat. What's the chances they have settled a wreckage? They have to have something, right? Feels to me that there's just no chance that they have literal nothing. This is 23 damage. Oh, I guess they just did have nothing and 23 damage was enough. I didn't even have to think about what I was attacking with. Wait, so did the Eldridge Evolution creature deck just keep a hand and do nothing on 3 of the first turn, or not even play a creature in the first 4 turns of the game? What? I'm confused. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. This deck's like over my head. Yeah, we're not playing the Vizier Seer build. Maybe we should be. This feels like a mulligan. It's a pretty quick Gargadon, but that doesn't feel like it's good enough to win. I guess we'll keep this hand. It's pretty close to the last hand we just had. Oh, versus Zetron. Or KCI. Eldrazi-tron, it appears. Well, shoot. Is this versus Eldrazi-tron? Our life total is relevant, but we're going to have to get a dual land anyway. I don't think we want another 2-2 here. Yeah, now that I think about it, Vizier Seer seems like it's just an auto-include. So I'm feeling like I just picked the top performing build and I'm feeling like I chose poorly. The top performing build at the PT. Yeah, the Vizier just makes sense. Every bit of that card makes sense in my estimations. Like a Vizier might be better than just a Neonate right now. Yeah, we got nothing good there. Another one of those. Kind of don't want to play this Angerback Walker. Maybe I'm supposed to. I think I'm going to be greedy and hold it. Yeah, as a Thought Knot Seer, we're probably not attacking next turn either way. They're probably taking the Gargadon, so... Yeah. Looks like it's Fault Not. It's definitely something for 4. We had a kind of slow draw, so this could end up being very bad. Oh, well, they took the hanger back instead of the Gargadon? Apparently I don't understand what our deck's doing well. Apparently don't understand our deck. I thought they'd take the Gargadon for sure. Well, at least they don't have a good attack this turn. I guess maybe they do. If we block, we're losing our thing to a... I wanted to save the 1/1. I didn't want them to block it. I wanted to be able to sack it to the Gargadon. And I wanted to be able to sack it to the Gargadon as instant speed. To, like, maybe get a good block. I didn't want them to force me. I wanted to sack this on my own terms. Could have blocked and sacked, but if we hit the right things, I might block here. Am I supposed to block? Just draw a card? We lose the bridge if I block. 9. Feels to me like there's just no way we can win. Maybe if we get this out, it can do something. We can't get that out without the bridge code, can we? What could we hit and win next turn with? One card to work with, or 2 cards? Goodbye, bridge. I don't know if this is right. This feels like it could be very wrong. With what we have in our graveyard and what's in our hand, it didn't feel like we had much. And I really wanted to card from the Fault Not Seer. Ugh. Well, that's not helpful. That wasn't particularly helpful, was it? Yeah, I'm really far behind. I was just trying to think if there was any 2-card combinations that seemed realistic that I could hit 18 points of damage on the following turn. I'm not sure that they really were. This is a match I'm going to bring. I've not been impressed by these Gargadons. Maybe I'm playing them poorly, but I've not been impressed by them. Is this Imbringer? Yeah, but we're really far from getting it in play. No, that's not Imbringer at all. I don't think there's anything that we can draw even with like perfect luck here. Even with complete luck, I think we're dead. Go out on my own terms. Let's go side these out again. Like, maybe I'm being too judgmental about this card, but it's just not seemed good at any point to me. Feel like I would just prefer this card to be Vizier. Hey, we won a round. I forgot about that. This deck's over my brain. Like, I'm literally sitting here feeling confused while we're playing almost every turn. Maybe I should try Brennan DeCandio's build. He seems like a wise fellow. This hand doesn't seem like it does anything. This hand seems like it does less. Alright, well, this hand, again, doesn't seem like it does anything, so... I guess you don't seem like you're doing anything. Vizier instead of Blood Gas? Blood Gas have always felt pretty good, though. Like, right now, that Blood Gas is going to attack for 3 damage. Even though we have a hand that's, like, complete trash and unoperable, like, the Blood Gas still feels like it's going to do something. Not that I think that this Blood Gas plus Bushwhacker is ever going to win a game, but... In fact, if I drew like a Stitcher Supply or something, I'd probably just play it instead. Relic of Progenitus. Well, might as well get it out of our graveyard then. Also, probably should have played the Blood Crypt here. Hey, we're on the board. They don't have a sweeper. This isn't the slowest clock in the world. If they just play Relic or something and take another 3, you know, we got 5 turns of fun right here in our hand. If they play Relic, we can. If they don't play Relic, we can use the Faithless Looting and hit nothing because they can Relic the turn after. So whatever we hit wouldn't matter. No, JK. Goodbye, looting. You'll be missed. Is Stitcher Supplier the best card we can draw right now? Yeah, it's definitely super dead. That one? Fortunately, we lose our card, though. Boom. Imagine if we had something good in our hand here. Like something good to put in our graveyard, I mean. No, our Stitcher Supplier gone forever. That card seems reasonable. I wouldn't mind just to draw another Bushwhacker. Huh. I don't have a Vampire in play. Pretty sure I'm just casting this. Let's beat down the clock with our little bad cards. Like if all they have is a Reality Smasher, like a Bushwhacker and stuff, would just win the game. Even if they have a Reality Smasher, we put them at 3 regardless of just on the board, which makes me feel like we have some semblance of an out. Especially since the Neonate's got Menace, baby. Well, I've pressed F6. Have fun, opponent. Ooh, that's bad. They tapped a red mana, so all of our cards are gone. They're all dead. This is like a K return or something. Oh, it's just an obligator? So they're going to take my Neonate and sack it, but they have to take another point of damage from that, so that's not terrible. Like we get our point of damage either way. Take the Bloodghast? Oh, they're just not using the mana. Okay. Seems to me like we have outs. Just have to draw one of these. Didn't draw one of those. Getting this swamp may cost us this game. Or sorry, getting this mountain instead of a black source may cost us the game. Kind of a slap in the face, ain't it? I thought they'd be more aggressive, though, and that we'd have to preserve our life total. They have a lightning bolt too. That's pretty bad. They had a lightning bolt too. Rest in peace, us. I don't know why they're not just sacking that. Now there's a Bloodghast in there. If we draw a fetch land, they're probably super dead. So is this just a big boy? Just a reality smasher? It's a good blocker. Goodbye Lightning Axe. So does any fetch land win the game now too? That's a lot of outs. That's not a fetch land. Rough. So now they're going to sack this. Excuse me. No second lightning bolt, please. Thank you. So this turns off their Carpution for us, and we have a Menace threat. Any land gives us our Bloodghast back. I don't know. It feels like we're pretty good here. Feels like we can just draw Walking Ballista as well. I think we're going to steal this game with like that mulligan to 5 terrible draw. Ooh. That feels good. We can't look at our card. Boo. Man, thank you, Lightning Axe. The Bloodghast, man, they did things. I almost just want the Gargadons because they're bigger than Eldrazi's. But I don't know what I would take out. I feel like I would just be taking out Gravecrawlers. And that's probably... You probably can't ever take out Gravecrawlers. Because you want access to the explosive draws, right? I don't know. Screw it. I'm leaving the Gargadon in. I have no idea how to sideboard this. This deck's too wild for me. It's not wild AF. I'm not allowed to say that anymore. Sean won't let us. This hand seems like it's trash. I'm going to keep it too. Can't be that trash if we got a supplier, right? Rip. Maybe it is that bad even with a supplier. Ah, press F6 again. Can't do that. I'll take my 2/2 while I can have it. Yes, yes, we're gonna get rid of this blood crypt. You're welcome. Oh, he didn't even bother? He's just like, nah, I'm casting Relic next turn, brah. Don't worry. Don't worry, brah. Yeah, there definitely needs to be a way to sack these in the deck. And I don't think Greater Gargadon's great. Vizier Seer seems great. So I either need Viziers over Gargadons, or I need them both, and I need to figure out how to play with them. Okay. Vengevine would be a nice draw. It doesn't feel to me like that does anything. I guess I could have cast it and killed my Stitcher Supplier. That might be good enough. Just playing it as a 2/2 here in a minute might be good enough as well, though. They don't have a whole lot going on. Oh, Scavenging Ooze. So wrecked. That feels like that's so good here. That feels like that's ridiculously good here. Hey, Juka, what is up? Huh. Alright, well, you got me. I don't even know what to do. This has menace, friendo. Good try. They're still trying. They're trying so hard. I think KCI is probably ridiculous, but it's way too hard for me to ever consider playing. Alright, he keeps trying. So I'll inform him it has menace. So he can quit clicking it over and over and over. Every time this pops back up, it's him trying to block again. And not realizing it has menace. So all of those, like, 15 times you just saw that pop up, like, you can see it up here in the chat, too. I don't want to count them, but, like, all of those was just him not realizing it had menace. I think I'm going to go ahead and cast a Walking Ballista this turn. Especially if he doesn't block. I think it gives me more options next turn. Because, like, if he taps completely out, I think it just gives us more options. Hello Kitty. It's going, like, pretty mediocre right now, and I'm not sure if it's because the build we're playing's bad, or because I'm a bad player, or because we're running well. But long story short is we're not having much success with it so far. His Walking Ballista casting was actually really bad now that I think of it, because, like, our Vengevine's just not coming back from the graveyard. I gained a life, so they wanted red mana? That's probably a bad sign. Oh, it's just Bloodbraid Elf? There's no green mana in our deck. In this build of the deck, there is 0 green manas. Oh, so they're getting a Reality Smasher. It's the build that like got top 8 or whatever. It seems reasonable. Wait a second. We can get Vengevine back. Yeah, Red Green Eldrazi. It's a fairly common thing. So if I send them all, he's probably going to block here and here, and then they take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's not good enough. Could just sack this, discarding this, seeing what we draw, then reevaluating. What could we draw? Could just pay our mana here and kill this. That doesn't seem great. The Bushwhacker definitely wins the game. If we sack this, we're priced into having, and we miss on anything good, we have to pump the Ballista and kill this, right? I think it's still just worth the risk. Because we can hit other good spells too. Like we can hit a second Walking Ballista here, and that's fine. It just seems like this gives us a chance just to win. Second Vengevine doesn't do anything. So it doesn't matter what he blocks, we're killing the Scavenging Ooze this turn. He just might give us a block that lets us do it by dealing more damage to him somehow. Like if he doesn't block the Walking Ballista at all, we get to deal an additional 2 damage and then we kill the Ooze. I mean, that's fine. We were gonna force this anyway, so this is a good block. So we get them down to 9. And next turn we get our Vengevine back. Maybe we'll draw Faithless Looting or something and get both back. I mean, assuming he doesn't draw Relic or like another Scavenging Ooze or something. There's lots of things they can draw. We only know one of their cards in their hand. Looks like they're casting an Eldrazi. If they cast an Eldrazi, they can't also cast an Ooze, or they don't have enough mana to cast anything else that matters, I guess. I don't know, Thought-Knot Seer would be pretty good right now. They take our Gravecrawler. But yeah, I'm not... Oh, rip. Okay, we dead. Well, we're not dead, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, things get a lot worse now. Yeah, I don't know if I could just be punting this game, or the build I'm playing could just be bad. I have no idea. By the way, you called me Ray. Who are you, since you know who I am? What? You cast a Relic Seeker, and then you didn't leave up mana? What is going on? There's so many good draws we could get now. There's like so many things we can draw and just win. Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe I'm just not supposed to be sideboarding out our thing. Well, this thing comes back this turn, but that's not particularly helpful. Maybe I'm supposed to just attack with this and see if he blocks. If I attack with them both, he's only taking 1 point of damage, and I'm like losing my zombie. So I think I'm just going to attack with the Stitcher Supplier and see what happens. That could be wrong too. Maybe I'm supposed to just play this pre-combat and attack with all of these. He blocks this, takes 3 down to 6. Then I lose the Vengevine forever. That doesn't feel good, losing the Vengevine forever, so. Oh, I'm definitely reanimating Vengevine. I was just trying to decide my ordering. They tapped their mana quickly. This could be a bad sign. Another Reality Smasher. They blocked the biggest 2. They're taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's pretty close. The Bushwhacker still easily wins. That doesn't work, does it? We have to have an extra card to discard. But it could be good next turn. So if I bash with everything, so he has to block the big one. Then he can say if he blocks the next biggest one, he takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He could just block this. Either way, this gets through. It doesn't seem like there's any reason to attack here. Seems like I'm just still waiting for a card. He probably has a lot of cards that just win as well, though. They're down to 5 minutes. I didn't realize that they were down so low on time. Hey, Ginger, thank you for the massive host today. While I'm playing this deck that beyond confuses me. Maybe they'll attack for 1. If they attack for 1, we can win. They did not attack for 1. The baby rage clip? I do not know what you're talking about. Is that a good draw? So if I play this, then they have to say just block the biggest 3. They're taking 3, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, they're just dead. Actually messed up here. I could have lightning axed this and gained an additional point of damage. So I kind of punted this turn, but we'd already done the math and we knew we were lethal. So the fact that we missed the damage is not super relevant. Oh wow, we're not lethal. I'm just bad at math. So my punt could have cost us the game. Oh no, I'm right. Never mind. I'm right. We're dealing 10. My math was right. I got confused for a second and I looked at the screen sideways and for some reason I thought that we had 1 less attacker than we did. Well, who expected to win that game? I certainly didn't. Yeah, I'm not loving this build of the deck. Definitely think I agree with pretty much everything Spark's saying. Well, like I did the math, and then like after I attacked and he started blocking, for some reason I was like, only 3 of my creatures are getting through. What the hell did I do wrong? I'm like, wait, no, never mind. There's 4 of them. He just blocked a different in a way that I wasn't quite looking at. How do I sideboard the Delver Pauper Mirror? Well, I would have to see your exact build, and there's a lot of Pauper builds in. There's a lot of Delvers in Pauper. Like, are you talking about Snow Delver? Are you talking about Mono Blue Delver? Are you talking about the blue red non Pauper deck? So, like, without seeing the deck you're talking about and knowing which one you're playing versus, it's really hard for me just to specifically tell you. But cards that are good, things like Electrickery are good. The Blast, I've not looked at the Gauntlet. Like, Pauper's so cheap that I just didn't even look at the Gauntlet. I have no idea. Pauper Gauntlet MTGO. Let me Google it. Maybe I can find it. I don't know if I can find it quick enough to help you, since apparently you're probably playing it right now. Bring in your Pyroblast, bring in your Electrickeries, bring in your Stormbound Gas, take out some of your Screds, take out some of your worst counter spells, take out some of your Augurs probably. Bitter Blossom's sweet, man. But no, you definitely bring in Electrickeries, Pyroblasts, and Stormbound Gas. I could see the argument for just taking Delver out. That's probably going too far. You probably want to keep Delver. I would probably sideboard out some number of Screds, some number of Brainstorms. I don't like Brainstorms in this build of the deck anyway. I think they're like medium, and I usually only even play one. I'm going to keep this hand, but I don't know if I'm supposed to. I'm very hesitant to sideboard out or to mulligan any hand that's got a Faithless Looting in it. I'm apparently too obsessed with this card. It's kind of like me with Search for Azcanta and Standard. If I draw it, I'm like pretty hot with it. But like, we do get some value with this one, regardless if we hit anything or not. Let's go get rid of one of these lands, I guess. The land actually seems good. I should have got rid of this Gravecrawler, because we drew another zombie and it just wasn't computing in my head. I'm not used to this card being a zombie yet. Oh wow, there's another punt. Should have played my land post-combat. Alright. Slowly punting every turn of this game. 2 turns so far, 2 mistakes. Well, I'll rephrase. 2 turns so far, at least 2 mistakes. Like, I'd like our hand a whole lot more if we had this Bushwhacker in it. Well, JK. We just have another Bushwhacker any dang way. Yes. Like I made a bunch of play mistakes this game, and I'm not sure how much any of them mattered. Since we still have the exact same attack on 3 either way. Is our opponent playing Ponza? So they're down to 6. I guess that means they're going to Anger the Gods? At least they lose the Tireless Tracker if they do. has to be an anger of the gods if they're not conceding, right? Stone Ring. Got him. We're right. It is Ponza, by the way. Why do people play Ponza? So they're dead with the other Goblin Bushwhacker. Cool. Our play mistakes mattered none. Let's see if we can run up the scoreboard because fun. We can't. That's the secret of this deck, right? Just draw more Goblin Bushwhackers. Is that really just a secret of this deck? Draw a bunch of this card? Pretty much, yes. Alright, fair enough. Master plays. I have all sorts of hair. I have a neck beard that goes on for days, man. I just don't want to sideboard versus them. I kind of want to bring in Bitter Blossom because I just don't think they can beat it, but I don't think their deck's good enough to sideboard versus. I'm just going to talk crap and submit. I don't think their deck's good enough to sideboard versus. There's a good chance we punted round 1, game 1. I'm just going to keep this hand too. I'm just never mulliganing again. This deck will give me what I need for... Ah! Whoops. Alright, I guess I'm going to have to read that card. Yeah, we don't need to read it. Never mind. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, the rest of us great, man. You don't know. I'm wonderful. In every single way. I made another play mistake. Definitely just made another play mistake, I think. They have a sweeper. We're screwed. They have a sweeper. They're probably not doing that. Get out of my deck. I'll go ahead and do this now in case we hit like a Stitcher supplier or something. Alright, cool. Well, we can play the Goblin Bushwhacker regardless of whether they have a land destruction spell. Just Tireless Tracker? That's not scary at all, fam. Actually kind of scary, ain't it? Oh no! Well, I mean, they hadn't killed the zombie when I said that. I'm just going to attack with these. If he wants to trade, he can trade. I think it helps our next turn more. Because if they don't have a sweeper or an additional blocker next turn, we get to do some silly things. We can cast the blood, or if they don't kill a land, we can cast like the blood gas and the Bushwhacker and just smush them. Eh. Still smushing pretty well here. They have one card in their hand. I think they had to cast Bloodbraid Elf last turn. Give me my card. We're trying so hard to get it. What is the one card in their hand? Are they going to counterspell my Goblin Bushwhacker? Oh no, they're just going to draw a card. So they're dead. Alright. I dead you. They block the biggest two, take 11. Fun and fair magic. Drew free Bloodbraid Gas versus the turn 1 Grafdigger's Cage. Doesn't matter, just hardcast them. I'm pretty sure we could be 4-0 right now had I not punted game 1, and yet I've insulted our deck basically every single match. Why does this all of a sudden say I went from 11 subscribers to 12 and not tell me who subscribed? Why are you not telling me who subscribed, Tools? Yeah, it just tells me that nobody subscribed. I'm assuming it was Blade Ogre, but for some reason it's not showing up in my tools at all. Yeah, now my dashboard just won't work at all. Work dashboard. It's literally just a big white screen that won't show me anything. What the hell? Sure, I'll take advice about anything. Alright, well, I have no more alerts the rest of the day. I think against this deck, you always play a fetch whenever possible if you aren't using the mana, being able to get a swamp. Yeah, there's no swamps in our deck! we don't have a swamp. Yeah, Jeff Hooligan said there was a way to do it on the mobile app, but I've never been able to figure it out. And where I almost always, oh god, this hand's terrible. Where I almost always watch streams, we'll keep this one on the app. It makes it a lot more difficult to live. Yeah, my tools just tell me that I'll jump from 12 to 11. I cannot even say thank you to whoever it was. These two seem 3. Hey, it could be a mirror match, could be hollow one. Please don't Burning Inquiry me, bro. We finally have a reasonable hand. I think I should have played my land before I did that. Let's go ahead and get this thing back too. They're all in the everything's in the Amazon. Amazon Prime is just all of that stuff combined. Really? They killed the Stitcher supplier? I was going to do that next turn for them. I guess they're just going to cast Scavenging Ooze then. No, it's just Tarmogoyf. That thing's big. Huh. Oh, just Faithless Loot? You two can go. I think we're dead. Amazon Prime costs like $1 billion. My cards can't block. What do I do? Oh god, it's a Scavenging Ooze. How do we ever win? Hey, they're gonna let me buy this back. Am I just dead next turn? What? Probably's not like 10. It's like $10 a month maybe, but you have to buy it by the year, don't you? I think you have to buy it by the year or some craziness. Hey, take care, Drag Queen. Thanks for stopping by. Really? Apparently I just don't understand this stuff then. Am I dead yet? That's 8. Do I have 2 more creatures in my graveyard? Hey, I do have 2 more creatures in my graveyard. Alright, well, this game's over. You have to pay $350 to even be allowed to have cable? That's crazy. Alright, I'm going to bring these things back in. I'm going to take these things back out because I apparently just don't like this card. I wonder if Bitter Blossom's good enough here. Bitter Blossom it is. I have no idea how to sideboard this deck. Yeah, peace, Sams. There's a PPTQ in my area next week, so I'm just trying to learn these decks that are too hard for my brain to understand. Yeah, this is a keep. Please, Bitter Blossom, be good. Oh, Bitter Blossom, please save us. That wasn't too bad. Which one of these other cards do I want the least? Is it just Walking Ballista? Or is it the Greater Gargadon? I'm gonna get rid of Greater Gargadon. Nah, I'll just get rid of this one. I tried to build a Glacial Fortress deck and I come up with 62 cards and I couldn't figure out how to build the deck and I got mad, basically. There's 62 cards in my main deck. I have no idea how to build blue-white. Just gonna cast this. I actually think this card is just incredibly good versus them. And while this other stuff may be good, like I'm pretty sure that this card's just typically runs wild. There's about 1 million of those Gobo. I did not put Think Twice into my deck. As of right now, I have 1 Glimmer of Genius, 4 Siren Visions, and 2 Ops. But at least they EE'd for the big bro. Hollow wants something I consider too. The list that made the semifinals? No, the finals was KCI versus Hollow One. I guess they have to blow to EE, right? Which means we get to sack this. Say what? Alright, well. We get to sack this. And then we get to... Oh, you can't sack enchantments? That's unfortunate. Creature, artifact, creature, or land. Just no enchantments. That seems pretty random to me. Reese's deck looked good on coverage, but I have given up on reactive. Yeah, he looked insane on coverage, and then when I looked his list up, because I was going to steal his list, I had like 4 Ancestral Visions in the main deck, and I was just off it. I do think that Death Shadow deck is pretty sick. I'm not sure what I want to play here. I'm really sad that I don't have a land. I don't have a just a land would make me feel good. I feel like I want to save the Bushwhacker for the turn that we get the Bloodghast back, so like maybe this is just a better play. Those aren't zombie fairies, are they? Nope. If I play the Hanger back here, I can like sack the Gravecrawler and recast the Gravecaller. There's probably no reason not to do that. And then like we get to sack this and like recast it and get another thing. I think there's no reason not to do that. They play sweepers, but I think that's okay anyway. Because if they play sweepers, we can sack those 4 things to the Gargadon, and there's a good chance that we'll just have like a 9/7 Gargadon coming into play. So they tap 3 mana and they scoop. I guess because of the Gargadon. Oh, is it getting a beating online? It seemed pretty interesting to me. I picked up the last 4 uncommons I need to build it in paper over the weekend. Cool, Faithless Looting. That would have probably got us our land. It would not have, but it would have got us a Neonate and a redraw. Boom, no land. Suck it. Suck it for us. Alright, so the Bloodcasts were really good that game. The Greater Gargadons were really good that game, and now it's got me rethinking my entire decision to ever sideboard any of this crap out. The Bitter Blossoms were just bad. Still think I want the Lightning Axes versus any deck that's got Scavenging Oozes, but I'm not sure what to take out now. Like the Bloodghasts seem pretty decent. The Greater Gargadons, when we actually had one and some cards, was like sick. I actually think the Greater Gargadon's really good in this match in general. Like maybe we can shave one of these, but I'm not sure how much that makes our deck less explosive. I think we want all of our explosive draws. You think Ballista's worse than Hangerback? I like the idea that the Ballista could kill a Dark Confidant if we needed it to. That was the reason I was wanting to take the Hangerback out. The Hangerback's better with the Greater Gargadon, but I was just thinking like being able to kill the being able to kill a Confidant might be worth it. That's kind of sick. Maybe I just don't want all of these. Maybe I only want 1 or 2. We're probably going to draw 1 or 2 anyway. Yeah, people do. There's like some stubborn people like Patrick Sullivan that just love the deck, but then again, there's other people that are just budget and stuff. I want to take out a Vengevine. Really just want to take out a Vengevine. Can I take out a Vengevine if our deck's called Vengevine? Whatever, I'm taking out a Gargadon. He 5-0'd with that deck. I saw him in like around, like as soon as he turned his stream on, I looked at the deck and I was like, this deck's sweet as hell, but you cannot pay me to watch it. I'm out. Alright, we'll keep this hand. Leyline of the Void, so wrecked. Is it out? It should be back on. Is it not back on? What the hell? You guys really not hear me right now? Hable usted inglés. Okay. Sorry, I muted the mic for a second because somebody come in here and asked me if I wanted hot dogs, and I didn't think the chat wanted to hear me scream hell yes. Sorry, you had to hear my joke again. I don't know if you could hear it before, but enjoy. Pretty sure my deck just doesn't work if they get turn 1 leyline. No, they get my faithless looting. I want multiple green duels right now. I don't know what you're talking about. Mike out. Screw you, donkey. Hey, Mommy was just asking me if I was ready for dinner. I appreciate her. Hell yeah, we're ready for dinner. No, don't kill my stuffs. Well, this was a good draw. Brag a lot. I can't get anything worse than a Vengevine, can I? Huh. I kind of want to sack this and discard this and just play whatever we draw. I also kind of just want to sack it to the Gregor Gargadon too. We don't have green sources. We're just going to get something better. We got something so much better that still dies to this. If we draw a 1-drop next turn, though, we can cast our Greater Gargadon, which is kind of cool. I'm pretty sure he knew both of these cards, but I won't swear to that. So he has haste when it comes into play, doesn't it? Why do I not know what Suspend does? It will not tell me what Suspend does. I'm pretty sure Suspend things have haste when they come into play. Let's Google this before we figure it out. Suspend MTG. I'm pretty sure it has haste, but I don't see it on the card, so I'm Googling it. Yes, it has haste. Hot damn. We so good at Magic, boys and gals. By the way, why didn't I sack that? Goodbye. I don't think we win this game any other way, and I think it's unlikely that we win it this way. I feel like it's unlikely we win this way, but I don't think we can win any other way. That was unfortunate, but we tried, right? You think I could have waited another turn? I feel like if we wait another turn, they just start getting blockers out. I don't think we have an out here. Thursday is a hack. I do not know what that means. But yeah, we are done dead. Done deaded. Leyline crushed us. Alright, we'll tell our opponent GG and we'll be happy with our 3-2. I think we could have potentially won round 1 if we just played better, but considering I have no idea how to play this deck and I don't feel like this was a particularly good build of the deck, like, this feels like a positive, I don't know, first try or first draft or whatever you want to call it. See if we can find somebody to host. Yellow Hat's playing some budget thingy. Alright, we can find somebody better than that. And by better, I mean like somebody playing standard or something. Oh, we'll just host Newmont. Newmont's playing something that looks cool. It'll be the first time I've ever hosted Newmont because he's generally always drafting. I'll try to check out his list for sure. Anyway, thank you guys for stopping by. Thanks for all the advice. You helped a lot with the deck. And whoever the sub was, thank you for that as well. Thank you guys for the follows. Yeah, that's what Spart was also saying. He didn't play the Bloodghast and they didn't seem particularly good for him either. So that could just be what's the problem is. We noticed that like we weren't sacking Stitcher Supplier very much, and I'm not sure the card's good enough on just its face value. Maybe I was sideboarding out Gargadons too much, but I feel like I need Vizier Seers into 75. Well, I feel like I need Vizier Seers into 60. But it still felt like a pretty good performance. And we've managed to so far play an entire league, or entire weeks currently, including all of our offline streams and failing. We've failed to cash a single event, which feels pretty nice. So I might just play MTG Arena tomorrow so I can say that I went a whole week without failing to cash. But anyway, take care, everybody. Thank you for the big host as well, Ginger, even though I know there's like no chance that you're here. You're off like doing Canadian things or making pancakes or something. But take care, everybody, and thanks for stopping by. Fuck you, Smurf.